Hi, it's Mrs. Pope, and today we're going to be talking about calculating the slope of a line. We're first going to talk a little bit about what that means, and then we'll get into the actual math of calculating it. So our goal is to use the slope formula, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which I'm sure you've seen before, to find the slope of a line. That's our goal by the end of this video. So let's talk first a little bit about what slope means, the definition of slope. Well, slope actually measures the steepness of a line. So we're trying to figure out how steep something is, how steep stairwells are, how steep a hill may be, an incline. So that's what slope is measured. And it's defined by the change in y, so that's how far you go up, over the change in x, how far you go lateral. Or you may see delta y over delta x. This little triangle here, that means change. Delta is representative of change. That's what we call a delta, the Greek symbol. Change in y over change in x. Or you've also probably heard it as rise over run. Any of these can be used. Change in y over change in x, all of them mean the same thing. We're looking at the ratio of change between the y values. So what is how far up does it go in comparison to how far over it goes? That will tell us how steep it is. So if something goes up really, really fast, but only goes over a little bit, that's going to be a pretty steep line. So here we have a little graphic. If you have the green one is the line, so 2 points, point A and point B. So we're looking at the change in x here over the change in y over the change in x. So if you had coordinates here, this would be how did we change? If we're trying to go from A to B, on the x-axis, this would be our A value, this would be our B value. So we're saying, how do we change? And on the y-axis, the A value for the y would be here, the B value would be here. So we're saying, how much higher did we go? So it's the change in y divided by the change in x. And that's how we're going to be calculating it. So the problems will actually say, find the slope of the line that goes through 2 points. So I have the points -2, 3, and 4, 8. This is a line. Lines have infinite number of points. I just want to know the slope of the line that goes through these 2 points. Of course, it goes through a million, infinity more. But the point, all of these are points on the line. Here, if I'm given 2 points on the line, since it's going to be a straight line, I can tell what the slope of that line would be. So it's -2, 3 is this ordered pair here. 4, 8 is this ordered pair here. So the change in y, so we went from 8 to 3. That's how we changed in y. And over the change in x, we went from 4 all the way down to -2. So we want to see how did we change. And this is where our formula comes in, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It just means, how did they change? So if we label these, this is our first pair, x1, y1, and we'll call this x2, y2. Doesn't matter which is which, as long as the 1 stays with the 1, the 2 stay with the 2. You could have called this x1, y1, and called this x2, y2. Doesn't matter. Just keep the subscripts the same. Here, so I chose this way, so we're going to try y2 minus y1. So y2 is 8, and m is what is defined as slope. We call slope m. Don't ask why. 8 minus -2, so y2, that's not right. Ooh, I hope you caught that. Yeah, gotta love mistakes, gotta love erasers. All right. y2 minus y1, so 8 minus 3 over x2, here's our x2 is 4 minus x1, -2. So my change in y over my change in x. So 8 minus 3 is going to be 5, of course. 4 minus -2 is actually 4 plus 2. So 4 plus 2 ends up being 6. So my slope for this line is 5/6. So the slope, if you're saying in full sentence, the slope of the line that passes through the points -2, 3, and 4, 8 is 5/6. This is our slope. It's a value of how steep this line is. So let's look at a couple other examples. Okay, here I have find the slope. Now I didn't write this out each time, but every time we say find the slope and I give 2 points, it means find the slope of the line that passes through these 2 points. So that passes through 0, 5, and 6, 12. First thing I want you to do is label x1, y1, x2, y2. So now that we have those labeled, let's go ahead and plug them in. So you see, y2 is simply 12, so m is equal to 12 minus 5 over 6 minus 0. So y2 minus y1, 12 minus 5 is going to be equal to 7. 6 minus 0, of course, is just 6. So the slope of this line is 7/6. All right, let's try one more. Here we have find the slope between these 2 points. Let's go ahead and label them. x1, y1, x2, y2, and set it up. Always remember you can pause, try it on your own, and then come back and see if you got the same answer as I did. So m is equal to negative, that doesn't even look like a y, negative 4 minus negative 12 divided by negative 8 minus negative 6. Look at all those minus and double negatives. Make sure you do it right. Okay, negative 4 minus negative 12. Remember the double negatives, that really turns into plus. So negative 4 plus 12 is going to be equal to 8. And then here we have negative 8 minus negative 6. So let's turn that into plus. So if we have negative 8 plus 6, then we're going to end up with negative 2. Of course, we should simplify. 8 divided by negative 2, negative 4. Our slope is negative 4. For example 4, I wrote write and solve your own problem. So you create, I don't care what they are, you create 2 points, just like we did here. Doesn't matter if they're negative or positive, solve them out and tell me what the slope is. Thank you.